Don't even worry about like integrating it into the social feed right now. Like just directly compete with Google, and because we're missing the boat right now, right? They're saying like all hands, this is code red for us, even though OpenAI declared a code red. I think Meta's code red is like, we have to get to the frontier of AI. So it's like, great, it's a whole nother frontier AI, just what we need. And that is where they're at right now.
This is a crazy question I've never even thought of, but I'm going to ask you, Liran, because you might have an answer. How many people do you think are like literally working on the frontier every day? Like people walk in, they go to work, and they're like, my job today is, I'm the most special one in the building. I'm literally on the edge.
It's an increasing number for sure, because also the frontier is getting broader, right? There's more and more companies at the frontier. There's more features at the frontier. I it's probably in the United States alone, if I had to make a rough guess, it's probably like 10,000, low 10,000s of total people who are like directly working on frontier AI.
Wow. 10,000 people versus 8 billion.
I think it's like you can take all of these top companies, the Magnificent Seven or whatever, plus like OpenAI, Anthropic, and each company is now having like tens of thousands of employees. I think Google has hundreds of thousands or even 1 million employees, something like that. And it's fair to say at this point, like 10% of people at Google probably are pretty directly contributing to frontier AI.
Wow. All right, that'll move us right into our next topic. Michael's zip code, where he loves to hang out, the zip code of capabilities advancement.
Okay. By the way, Google has 183,000 employees, not 1 million.
Okay. All right. So there was a thing that did Rubik's Cube in like a fraction of a second that was all over the internet that got some play, but we've in our discussions, that's not really AI. That's not really the capabilities advancement we're talking about. Michael, what happened this week that has your eye on, oh crap, here we go?
Quite a few things. I just sent a link about GPT-Val. This is a benchmark developed by OpenAI to evaluate how well AI models perform on real-world tasks that have real-world economically valuable, specifically focusing on knowledge work that contributes significantly to the US GDP. So it's designed to go beyond traditional AI evaluations by testing models on practical, high-stakes deliverables that mimic actual jobs, helping measure their potential impact on the labor market. And by the way it works is just literally, it's pretty straightforward. You just use head-to-head comparisons where you ask people how to compare the outputs without knowing, like blind, win or tie rate, where you say which one is better. The latest model, GTP 5.2, it hit 70.9% against those experts, crossing what they call the expert level performance, which is around 60%. And this is a massive breakthrough because just a few weeks ago, GPT-5 was significantly less. And just how fast it moves, and thinking that how much this will revolutionize industries, automating all white-collar work. Maybe 2026 is going to be the turning point. And remember, even stronger models will be coming soon. And by the way, I've sent the chart on the chart if you want to show it.
Yeah.
And you can see how much the difference is between this, just a very small difference in versions. Just a few. I remember like yesterday when GPT-5 came out.
Yeah.
So, even though it's incremental progress, it's actually now crossing into the expert level territory, the 60%. Sorry.
Liran, thoughts on these advancements, and do they we see when it goes from like 5.0 to 5.1, it tells you like it updated in the, or the thing, you get the model update, but is it moving even in between then? Like, does it get better from day to day, even without the model changing?
That's a good question. I think that the companies all promise that when they ship 5.1, they're not going to make tweaks to it. Like when they ship a particular version number, I think maybe they used to like a couple years ago, but then they just made a commitment because everybody would accuse them like, hey, I think the model changed, but now they're very clear. Like, no, there will be a different version number if we change it.
Okay.
Of course, but like they search the web during the query, so you might get like influences there. But there's something else I want to say on this topic that like these AIs, when Michael was saying like, hey, better AIs are coming, it's actually guaranteed that better AIs are coming because whenever you see a public model release, the companies are they're pulling their punches. They're fighting with one hand tied behind their back because they're only shipping models that they can serve to the wide public, right? So they know millions of people are going to be using it and they don't have the computing resources to make like their most sophisticated model and ship that because it's going to be too much usage. So if they were to make their best model that they could, that only like 100 people are going to use, it would be much better. And that's why you see like the much better models like winning math contests. So we don't even get to play with, as regular users, we don't even get to play with the current state of the art.
Wow. Makes you wonder what they've got back there.
I mean, it could be literally this year after Christmas, where it could be like AI starts devouring white-collar roles en masse, potentially displacing billions of global workers. Maybe we're barreling towards a widespread job apocalypse or something.
Sure. All right, let's. We haven't talked about it, but anybody got any predictions for 2026? This is cold with no preparation.
Yeah. I think the AI 2027 document is still plausible. You know, it's been last couple of months. I feel like AI 2027 took a lot of flack where people are saying, wow, you guys predicted too early. But if you remember, there's something called like Agent 1, which comes out pretty much now, like late 2025. And Agent 1 is pretty similar to like using Claude Code with GPT 4.5 Opus. Like the kind of tasks they describe it doing, it's kind of one-to-one. They're like, yeah, sometimes it like stops and a human has to like push it along, but it can kind of like make whole projects with few bugs. And that is what people are reporting. So like, I don't even think we're that far from AI 2027's timeline.
Wow.
For me, it's the era of the agents, because actually there is another news here from Gemini 3 this time, where the autonomous time horizon went up to 4.9 hours. And, this is like, now it's doubling almost every month. What is the autonomous time horizon? Just for those who don't know, it is basically a benchmark that comes from an organization called METR. It evaluates how well the AIs can handle real-world tasks on their own without human help, and specifically, with a significant chance of succeeding at the task. So if these predictions hold up, we're staring at a seismic shift in AI capabilities, because now the doubling of this time of autonomous horizon has shrunk so much, we're starting to talk about, like it used to be from 7 months, 4 months, 1 month. Soon, if we keep going like that, it's going to be like literally agentic, just like almost like a creature. It's going to be out there doing stuff, right?
It's always hard to like feel like this is actually going to be real. It's like we keep talking about it. It's always fascinating. It's coming on pretty fast, but maybe we still have a couple years, and it's just hard to imagine that it's really going to happen. But I recently saw like a list of new innovations from this year by this guy Gavin Leach, compiled this list, and some of the things on it are like, okay, we won first place at like the IMO math competition, and self-driving cars have now proven one-to-one comparison on the roads 10 times safer than humans.